History is packed with these incredible stories of resistance, but so many of the most powerful ones have been kind of pushed to the side. So today, we're pulling one of those stories right into the spotlight, the saga of Rani Abakka, a queen whose absolutely fearless defiance really did shape the course of history. So what's with this number? 40 plus. It's not an age, not a date. That's the number of years, more than 4 decades, that a single queen from a tiny coastal kingdom held off one of the most powerful colonial empires on the entire planet. Her story is really a masterclass in what we call forgotten resistance. So picture this. On one side, you've got the massive Portuguese Empire just spreading its tentacles across the seas. And on the other, the small but fiercely independent kingdom of Ullal, led by its queen. And you gotta understand, this wasn't just some random fight. Ullal was a strategic jewel. It was a vital port, a major hub for the incredibly profitable spice trade. The Portuguese wanted control, and Rani Abakka was the one person standing squarely in their way. And let me tell you, she wasn't just a queen in name only. No way. She was a brilliant military strategist, the true shield of her people. And the Portuguese? Well, they were about to learn that lesson again and again, the hard way. And this timeline, wow. It just lays out the sheer grit of her victories. In 1555, she beats back their first big assault. So they come back for more in 1568, and boom, she sends them packing again. But she wasn't just defending, she was taking the fight to them. Look at this. She defeated their Admiral Mascarenhas and even managed to get their General Peixoto assassinated. This was a long, successful war against a global superpower. So the big question is, how on earth did she pull this off? How did this small kingdom do what so many bigger, more powerful ones could not? Well, her true strength wasn't just in tactics or weapons. It was in her people. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. In a world that was so often torn apart by faith and caste, Rani Abakka forged a totally different path. Her greatest weapon wasn't a sword or a cannon, it was unity. Just look at this. It's incredible. Her army was a coalition of Jains, Hindus, and Muslims, all fighting as one. She herself was a Jain queen, but she brought people of all faiths together under one single banner for one common goal, to defend their home. This diversity wasn't a weakness. It was her absolute greatest strategic advantage. It created a fiercely loyal and frankly formidable fighting force. But, even the strongest shield can be broken from the inside. After decades of these glorious victories on the battlefield, the story takes this really tragic, just infuriating turn. She wasn't beaten in a fair fight. She was betrayed. Think about that. After holding off the entire might of Portugal for over 40 years, after proving she was their superior on the battlefields time and time again, it was treachery from those closest to her that finally led to her capture. Just a devastating end to an incredible reign of defiance. But here's the thing about Rani Abakka. Even in chains, her spirit was never, ever broken. The Portuguese threw her in prison thinking, okay, we finally won. Oh, how wrong they were. Because as this shows, even behind bars, she started a revolt, fighting until her very last breath. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Why is this more than just a really cool story from the history books? Because understanding Rani Abakka actually reshapes how we see the entire anti-colonial struggle. You see, her death wasn't an end. It was the moment her legacy was cemented. She died as a beacon of courage, a powerful symbol that resistance wasn't just possible, but that freedom was worth fighting and dying for. But to really get how she could hold out for so long, we kind of need to zoom out and look at the bigger map of India at the time. While the northern regions were dealing with constant, brutal invasions and instability, the powerful Vijayanagara Empire in the south acted like this huge cultural and political shield. That stability created an environment where local rulers like Rani Abakka could actually thrive and mount such a powerful defense of their homeland. And this right here is maybe the most crucial point of all. Her struggle wasn't just some isolated event. Her 40-year war was a critical precursor, a foundational chapter that basically lit the fire for the larger resistance movements, the Marathas, the Jats, the Sikhs, that would come later. She showed everyone it could be done. And all of this leaves us with one last big question. Rani Abakka's story was almost lost to us, just a footnote in the grand scheme of things. But when we pull it out and put it in the center, it forces us to ask, how does our whole picture of history change when we finally start listening to the stories of its forgotten heroes?